Well, good afternoon, everyone, on this beautiful Sunday. I hope you're having a nice day. I'm having a pretty decent day, although, I don't know, I haven't been feeling all that great lately. I really haven't. I've been having a lot of stomach problems, and I'm not really sure exactly where all those are coming from, but I think I have probably a pretty good idea. I've pretty much gotten to the point now where if I don't have my pancreatic enzymes before I eat, I end up with a lot of gut pain, and it's pretty unrelenting. The gabapentin helps. I take a meloxicam, I take a gabapentin in the morning, and that does help. But sometimes for the pain, I've been having to go to Excedrin now, so maybe I'm going to be needing something a little bit stronger. But if I don't take those enzyme pills, I'm absolutely miserable. I did check back on my UC Davis MyChart, and Dr. Bold finally did put the results up where I could read it. And he had told me over the phone that my cancer had grown slightly. Well, it's grown slightly to 4 centimeters now. And that's not stage 4 because he still didn't stage it. He just told me that that's what the size of it. Nothing on the portal vein, nothing on the splenic vein, nothing on the cyst, but he said it was up to 4 centimeters. And so I imagine that is why I'm having some gastric distress, as they say, because 4 centimeters, that's to be reckoned with, but it still hasn't spread. So I don't know what to say on that, but it's still being contained in one place. Now, I really think this is where the RSO came in. I really think that the RSO did enough to contain it and keep it in check that it didn't spread. That and the CBD oil, I give full credit to that. But the RSO did not kill the tumor. It did not cause enough apoptosis for the tumor to shrink and go away. And I'm not really too surprised about that because the pancreatic tumors are really one of the hardest to get rid of. And it sounded good. It sounded like, okay, I'm going to try that. But I think it worked to a certain extent. But as for getting rid of all the cancer, no, it did not do that. Now, I'm continuing on with the maintenance program. I am doing that, but I have to be careful on that one. I thought, well, I'm not going to do any RSO for a couple of weeks and just kind of wean myself off and then start over again, kind of like a fresh start. And so I did that, and I noticed that my pain levels really went up. And let's see. Also, I dosed last night, and kind of like a double dose that what I usually take. And then I remembered as I was in throwing up why I didn't do that much anymore is because my body won't tolerate it. So that's why I do little bits like every day or every other day. But I will tell you one thing, when that stuff started kicking in, my gut had been hurting. And when the RSO started kicking in, it took away all the pain. I don't know why, but a lot of my stomach issues and just feeling not that well started after I came home from Janice's. I felt fine up there, and I felt fine for a couple of days after I came home. And then ate some Mexican food, and that pretty much sent me on this spiral of the gastric distress because for days after that, I was still having problems, and that's when I really started using my digestive enzymes religiously, and that helped that. And along with that gastric distress is my stomach has gotten very, very sensitive to the position that I am laying in. I can't lay flat on my back anymore. That just hurts way too much. Sometimes if I'm kind of propped up and reading, if there's a little bit of pressure on my stomach, all of a sudden I feel like I have to throw up. And I mean, it's like all of a sudden, no warning. There's no nausea or anything. It's just like, it's like getting squeezed and I'm going to have to throw up. So if I usually just sit for a minute, change position, sit for a minute, it will calm down and I will be okay. but I do have that anti-nausea medication that Dr. Lynn gave me, and I've been using that a lot. So then I was home for about, I'd say, a week and a half, and I woke up one morning and I had this little fever. Not raging fever, but just enough of a fever that kind of threw me, because I don't run fevers. And of course, the first thing that goes through your head, oh yeah, the first sign of COVID is a fever. And but no red eyes, no coughing, nothing else like that. So the next day, same thing, a little bit of a fever. But the third day, the fever was gone, and it was just my gut. But I thought, just to be safe, I went down and got a COVID test at Valley Urgent Care, and within 24 hours, I got the results back, and it was negative. So that took care of that. So basically, it's just been my stomach, and I just haven't felt very energetic. I have no energy. I don't feel like making juice in the morning, and everything that I make is like, ugh. I don't really enjoy eating my own food anymore. This diet is so stringent, and I'm getting really tired of it. But I don't really have a choice. I have to stick to it, because when I go off diet, my stomach lets me know that I have gone off diet, so I have to adhere to that. But I don't know. I don't know if I caught something, and I do feel a little bit better, but I'm not exactly sure why I feel the way I do. So Lou just says to me, you do realize now you've just admitted to the world that you have not consulted your doctor and that you're going this alone. And then I think he followed it up with something about being independent. But but I don't know if he meant that as a compliment or not. I think he really wants me to go to the doctor. I will. If I don't feel much better in a couple of days, I will definitely call Dr. Lynn. He is, I like him, and he certainly is available, and made it very clear that he would be available to me if I needed him. And so I definitely will follow up with Dr. Lynn. Remember, Dr. Bold told me that I would have to have close to a year of chemotherapy to get the tumor shrunk down small enough so that he could operate and take it out. And that would, a year, and then, like, say another year. And then he said that would buy me a couple of years. But those sounded like really miserable years. And so this way, I have bought myself those extra years and been relatively comfortable doing it. And that, I think that's huge. I think that's major, because I don't think that I would be any better with the surgery than I am sitting here right now. I knew when I started this that the outcome for pancreatic cancer was pretty grim. There's only been a few people that I've run across online that have survived for more than 2 or 3 years. And that's no matter what they did. No matter what they did. Steve Jobs, he went the natural method, and he lasted for 8 years. Like Alex Trebek, he did some CBD, but he also did a lot of chemotherapy. And he didn't, not even a year after he was diagnosed. So, like I said, I knew from the get-go that my chances of surviving this were not great. But I figured, what the hey, I'm going to try some alternative methods and just maybe see if I can slow it down, or maybe get rid of it entirely. So that's what I have done. I know one thing, though, and I feel this very, very strongly. Had I gone the chemo and the surgery route, I would not be sitting here right now. I know that. I know that chemo would have killed me. I watched it kill my friend. I watched it kill another friend, and I know it would have killed me. So I'm glad I didn't do it. So I'm going to continue with the regime that I'm on, all the different supplements and the mushrooms and the different teas. Maybe I'll try some of that acai tea, something tea. Anyway, I might try some of that, also known as squaw tea. Let's see, the soursop, the mangosteen, haven't started those yet. I just ordered those. Let's see, continue on with the light exercise. See the doctor if I feel like I need to see the doctor. And that's just about all. Just about all. Not going to do much of anything for Thanksgiving this year. Kind of staying in because of the COVID, as I'm sure most of you are too. No big family gatherings, they say. But however you spend it, I hope you have an enjoyable Thanksgiving, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.